So the 2022 Spanish Supercopa was held in the exotic location of Riyadh. By 2029, they have picked Barcelona as the location to hold the tournament. In fact, at near neighbours Camp Nou Stadium, it means less travelling for us, and it also means we're only 2 games away from our first potential trophy in Begborough Steel. So we've played just 3 further fixtures since that draw against Shakhtar, which one eagle-eyed commenter pointed out was a good job we drew it because the league sorting rules for the Champions League are not goal difference at all. It's head-to-head results, and had we lost that game, we would have finished bottom of our group, but we didn't. We managed to finish third, and we've been rewarded with a tie against Napoli. Probably not as easy as you would have liked it to have been, with clubs like Odense in the draw or Austria Vienna in the draw. Even teams like Besiktas might have been an easier tie than playing Napoli, although they're not having a great season in Serie A this campaign. They're down there in 7th place at the moment, so you never know. It might be a tie that we could do something with, but we're not holding out any hopes, and that's probably going to be the games that we come back for in our next episode. But today, we're taking on Valencia in the Supercopa semi-final. Since we played Shakhtar, we have been experimenting a little bit tactically. We're still working our way through the murky waters of the data hub. In order to try and help us, we have tweaked our tactic a little bit since the last episode as well. It's an ongoing process, but one that we're having a little bit of joy with, because we drew 2-2 with Getafe. Not a great result. They equalised very late on. We really should have won that game in all honesty, but we did play a lot better in the next game against Levante, who were 2 places below us in the table at the time. We played all right in this game. We might only have won the game 1-0, but we probably should have scored more goals than we did. We had 9 shots on target. We were a little bit more efficient in our shots on target ratio, and we managed to win the game thanks to a goal from Brendan McComb. And in the next game, well, we really did look good. We were 4-0 up by half-time. But of course, Football Manager never lets you have 2 good halves. We gave the half-time team talk, and it seemed to just get the boys to completely ease off in the second half. In fact, they even conceded a couple of goals. We had a late one disallowed that would have made the performance even more convincing. We had an XG of 2.9 in this game against an XG of 0.6. I think we did very well. Brendan McComb was on the score sheet twice this game. Lander even strolled onto the pitch and tucked away a penalty. And we looked pretty good. You could probably get a feel for the shape that we're now playing, having me just shown you those games. Let's get into the tactic. You can have a look at it. It's what we're going to use in today's game against Valencia. So the hunt for a new tactic is very much a work in progress. We've tweaked and fiddled our way to this system at the moment. It's actually the same format that got us a 5-1 win against Atletico Madrid earlier in the season, although the roles are different. We've now got wide players playing a prominent part in our tactic, including a resurgent Paco Gil, who in just 7 starts this season has now got 4 assists and 3 goals, having spent last season on loan at a club in the division below. And he wasn't really getting much game time there, but he's now back with a bang. And you never know, he might just have a future at the club. It also allows us to get our 2 best midfielders into the same lineup. Murray really wants to be this central midfielder on an attack duty. So does Cordoba, but Cordoba can also play effectively over on the left wing as a right footer cutting in, which is where he's going to be today. It also means we have the added protection of 2 players in front of the back 4, so Pacheco can continue there as a player who never ever wants to get forward on the pitch. A little trait I quite like in a defensive midfielder. But Milanese, who can complement him because likes to get forward whenever possible and has just about enough passing and vision to be able to play as a deep-lying playmaker back there, I think. And if he doesn't, well, we can always sub him out for Hjulmand, who does like that very role. So we've got a couple of players that are quite adept at playing it. Diego Rossa, who's not going to be involved today, he could also play that role as well if we needed him to. So it means that we are a little bit more solid, I hope. The game against Valencia is not going to be an easy one. You can see that they are just behind us in the league. So they are having another good season, having qualified for this competition by finishing 3rd just above us last campaign. Going to be a tough game. especially when we're still bedding in our new tactical approach. But we can cross our fingers, and if we could go and get a win today, it would set up a final against either Real or Barcelona in order to try and win our first competition in Begborough Steel. So Valencia have a pretty strong lineup. They've got players like Raspadori and Betancourt still in their team, and not even that old. Neither of those players are over 30 yet, I don't think. So they've got some talent amongst their ranks, and today is going to be a tricky game, but it's a chance of silverware. Not a great chance, I realise. Even if we did squeeze past Valencia today, we've got to try and beat either Real or Barca. No easy task, but we have beaten both of those sides in seasons gone by, so you never know. We've got to at least come back and show you our chance of silverware. Are we counting this as a major tournament? You're probably not. I'm very much of the Jose Mourinho school of thought that if the players climb the podium and lift a trophy, we count it as a cup win. You never know. This could be as close as we ever get to winning a cup, so we are going to drink it in during this episode. Valencia have had the first chance of the game, and it was a reasonable effort that we've managed to scramble clear, and they are coming at us again. You can see that they have got a pretty attacking shape about them. Their 4-2-3-1 means that they've got 4 players all trying to press forward into our box, and they've got rampaging fullbacks as well. And they've got a ball into the box and a header that Barrosi claims quite comfortably. But after 10 minutes, we've done absolutely nothing so far. And after 13 minutes, we're looking at another Valencia highlight. We've won the ball. Almeida's got it. He's given it away to them. Ridiculous use of possession. And now we've got to try and win the ball back. And they are in, and they have taken the lead. And they've carved us open. Who are we blaming at the back for that? Because he had a free run through on goal. Nobody seemed to track him whatsoever. We're going to look for guilty suspects here. Radinovic comes forward, and this man here, which is, of course, Bora, the left back, is absolutely nowhere near his man. And they have gone into an early lead, and we're going to have to put out an early shout. We're going to demand more straight away. And Cordoba brings us forward. Here's Gil. We've not seen Gilly for a long time. And hold on a second, we're in because Milanesi's got the chance to get the ball across. He hits his man. Now Gilly's going to have a go. He has more luck. Cordoba is from a very acute angle. You're not going to score headers from there. Rather than nod it back across the goal. He's had a very selfish effort and gets absolutely nowhere near scoring. It did at least lead to a corner, but we've wasted that as well. We're into the highlights again. We're actually going to throw out a berate. And at half-time, I think we might be having a reshuffle because this is a game that's looking to just get away from us now. In fact, if they score from here, the reshuffle might be coming in early. Samau misses his header. Bora can't get anywhere near his header. We're scrambling it off the line. And you know what? I think on the 35-minute mark, we're going to look to perform a little bit of tactical tweaking. And by tweaking, I mean major surgery, I think, because we have been poor. We've got the ball clear. We're going to pause it. We're going to go and have a little shufty around because we're just 1 shot on target from 2 attempts in the whole game. We're not going to win this game if we carry on playing like this. So this is a clear sign of panic, but I've actually made a sub after 35 minutes. I've brought Dybala onto the pitch for Kieran Murray, who was having a terrible game. I've moved Cordoba over into the midfield, and Dybala's going to come in on the left. And I've also moved both of our defensive midfielders forward into a central midfield 3 to try and put a bit more pressure on the opposition when they have the ball in situations like this. It's not worked, though, because they are in and they've struck a post. And you know what? There could well be a water bottle making its way around the dressing room at half-time at some kind of velocity, because this has been a real wretched performance. Bora gives the ball away now, and they're in again, and it's Raspadori, the man that I was worried about, and Barrosi's diving for a shot that didn't even come in. He's left a goal unguarded, and we managed to get it away, and this has been a really disappointing first half. We're going to let the players know, and we're going to come out for the second half and try and dig our way back into this game. So that was an incredibly disappointing first half. We've tweaked tactics again. We've gone with 3 central strikers in order to try and give ourselves a little bit more potency up front to try and get our way back into this game. Because that was one of the worst first halves I've seen us have this season. And it shows no sign of abating, because on 51 minutes, Valencia are coming forward again. They're making their way down our left. Bora is an absolute liability at left back. That's probably the way I would attack if I was them as well. And this has been a good, 1 minute, and we've not touched the ball in that time. And not even been able to lay a glove on them. Look at this. This is absolutely wretched. And now they're in again. We've forced them wide. They've got the ball back again, though. They've just got players flooding forward, and they've got free headers. My goodness, they deserve that. This is absolutely awful from us. We're whimpering our way out of this competition. And I thought we might have stumbled on some kind of tactical consistency. But I think I'm back to the drawing board, you know. Who on earth is that dangling a leg out? It's Pacheco, one of our more strong defensive players. Oh, you can run across the edge of the box waving your arms around. That is all on you, you absolute jackass. 56 minutes on the clock, double subs coming up. Let's try and at least get a consolation goal. Okay, head's gone a little bit now. We're on to our 4th tactic inside an hour, and I've just pressed lots of buttons now. Trying to increase the tempo, go a little bit more direct, be more expressive. I'm now playing with a back 3. I'm asking wing backs to bomb on. It's all a little bit cloudy now. The header's absolutely gone. We've seen absolutely nothing since he came onto the pitch by the way of Paulo Dybala. After making such a great start to his career, racking up the assists in the early games, I'm now struggling to get anything out of him. Brace yourselves as Samao charges up from right wing back, a role that he cannot play, crosses into the box. And I missed the scorer. I think it was McComb with a little header. And are we now back in the game? We've finally got some width going forward, having taken off the attacking winger who did absolutely nothing in that game. It's now the attacking wing-back that gets to the byline, sends in the cross, and McComb heads one in for us. We're going to have to demand even more than this, though. But we are rousing ourselves a little bit. Here is Dybala, the player that we are really struggling to get anything out of. We've moved him behind the front players now. And call your jets, everybody. I think we've just equalised. I've brought on Fabian Luzzi in place of Paco Gil now that we've got 2 central strikers up front. And we've dug ourselves back into the game from 2-0 down to 2-2. I'm on an attack mentality here. And I have got players flying forward all over the pitch. Do we stick? Do we twist? I think we stick. We just go with it, don't we? We've still only had 7 shots the entire game. But we scored 2 goals since we changed this tactic. We've got some very tired fullbacks. But I've got no substitutes left. We've headed the ball clear. We could get onto this. We have Dybala's given it to Cordoba. Lutzi, Cordoba, Dybala. We could be in with the right ball. McComb rocked back on his heels. He's not quite quick enough. But we're in again, you know. Here's Bora. He's got it to Cordoba again. Dybala's in now, and that is a nasty little ball, really. He was never giving his fullback a chance of getting on that. And now we've been carved open. We need our right back to come and save us. And he couldn't get there. It's actually Barossi that saves us. And I'm not sure we deserve to be level, to be honest, looking at the match stats. But we will take it with 6 minutes to go. We've still got the outside chance of getting back into this game. I'm not sure what happens at 90 minutes, by the way. Straight to penalties, extra time. Do we even get that far? I'm not sure, because we've given away a free kick right on the edge of the box. This one looks ominous. It's Raspadori who we highlighted. Not this time for him, though. It's gone sailing over the bar. And we're into the highlights again. 4 minutes have added on time. And they have managed to head the ball back to their keeper. So who is this going to be a highlight for? I want him to send it long and us win the header. Or lose the header. And, oh, we've been undone in stoppage time. Who has missed that header? I've got a feeling it's Almeida that's been done in the air. Probably by somebody who's 5'5". Oh, he has been beaten. And Don't be, don't be, don't be. It is, it is. He's been beaten by this chap here. I want to get into the tactics and see how tall he is. Because Almeida is 6'3" and he's been made to look like a child in that challenge. And now we've got to get back into the game again. Let's go into the tactics. This guy needs to be 6 foot plus, or Almeida is getting fined. He's 5'10". He's got a jumping reach of 9. How on earth has he beaten Almeida so comfortably in the air? I don't think there's anything left that we can do in our tactics. We're probably as attacking as we can go. We'll throw that up to very attacking. We'll move the lines up as well. And we dug ourselves back into the game, and we've been undone by some poor centre-back play. And we've gone out in injury time. Look at those match stats. We didn't deserve to be back in the game at 2-2. And you know what? It's so tempting. No, we're going to just strike a note of caution and just regularly thrash our arms around and tell them they're despicable human beings rather than actually throwing bottles of water at them. But there's a competition gone. Real Madrid have beaten Barcelona in extra time. That's who we could have been playing in the final. That's one of our 3 winnable competitions that we are now out of. But we will be back because more big competitions are just around the corner. For Monday's episode, we'll be taking on Napoli in the Europa League knockout stages. You never know by then. We might have just stumbled upon a tactic that we're happy with.